Hello guys, now that the Trackmania Cup 2019 is over, I thought why not make up a summary of the last 9 months and take you some sort of in on what I'm thinking for the future of my coverage at offline events. I said once I started to do this that I will check it out, see how it went, and eventually sum it up after the Trackmania Cup to see if this is actually something I want to continue doing, if there's something I see a future in, if there's something that the community likes, and so on and so on. And since I said that the Trackmania Cup is the biggest one, I had to experience that before I made up my mind. Well, now I have pretty much experienced every event in Trackmania on the sort of event itself, not sitting from home and watching it on Twitch, but being there in attendance, feeling the atmosphere, checking out, talking with players, producing content, and now we'll see if this is something I want to continue doing. Well, first of all, I just want to make sure that I'm not quitting Trackmania. I will continue at least for one more year. I will sum it up after Serati Trackmania Cup 2020 again. Hopefully, I will stick around until then, and then I'll see if I continue after that. I also have realized that I will need to focus on eventually, if I cannot make a living out of Trackmania. But the last 9 months, I've been at 5 events: Giant Cup, the Trackmania World Championship, Gaming Winterfest, Gamers Assembly, and then the Serati Trackmania Cup. If I just look into the future hypothetically, I don't think I will be that frequently at events. Like 5 events in 9 months is crazy. When I paid for 3 of those events myself, and then 2 of those events Sampi paid for. Sampi paid for Gaming Winterfest and Gamers Assembly, since I write articles for them pretty much every week or once there is events that they attend to or does well at. Now that we have Swears Cup coming up this weekend, it will be the second event that I misses since I started covering. La Catalan was the first one. I didn't have the money for that either. Didn't have the support, and then I couldn't go. I didn't want to pay my own money for such a small event, and this is the case here as well. I don't have a financial situation where I can just pay for every event. I'm already down like 3,000 euros for paying to the travels to Giant Cup, Trackmania World Championship, and then lately the Serati Trackmania Cup. And I'm not sure if I want to continue paying 3,000 euros every year to continue covering Trackmania. So, if you look into the future, I will attend events I get coverage for, and then if there are some special events like the Serati Trackmania Cup 2020 and I cannot get support for that, well, I think I'm crazy enough to actually pay once again over 1,000 euros to go to France, to produce content, to produce interviews. I just have too much fun doing it, and this is, to me, more fun than a holiday in whatever Bahamas or something that would cost eventually the same. But I cannot pay, for example, for the Swears Cup. Like I said, I don't not in a financial situation. I asked organizations that is attending there. I asked the event hosters themselves. I asked around if there was any way I could get there, but yeah, eventually nobody was up or was in a situation where they could support a random guy from Norway to go to the event. So I would cover this event from home, and I will try my best to do so. But then, if you look into the future and future events, you have the Air France Trackmania Cup. I'm trying my hardest to get on that plane. If I get on that plane, if I get a plane ticket, if I get that flight itself covered, then I will pay my own money to go from Norway to France to just get on a plane and then eventually pay to go back as well. That is such a special event. It's something rare. I don't think we will see Trackmania in such a position again. And then you have Trackmania Grand League. Was finally announced that it will be at Paris Games Week. Well, I will be there as well, at least 90% sure. And then, like I said, Serati Trackmania Cup 2020 I will also be at. But if you look at other events, I'm not gonna promise that I will be there, because if I don't get support from anybody else besides Team Sampi, which of course is crazy that they are the ones that support. They are a small organization with basically one guy supporting it, but they are the ones who pay guy to go to events, to produce content, to produce coverage, to allow other organizations basically to get interviews out there, to get players footage, to get pictures of the players attending, to get videos of the players at the events. But yeah, apparently the other organizations don't see the same value in that, and hopefully that will change in the future. If not, well, I might be gone pretty soon, at least from the smaller events like Gaming Winterfest, maybe even Gamers Assembly. I like the Swears Cup where I cannot attend, like I couldn't attend the La Catalan. So yeah, if you like the work I do and are in a financial situation where you can support it, well, the Patreon page is down in the description. You can support anything from $1, $5, $10 to up to $50, which I basically put there as some sort of, I don't know, joke. But Asteri was crazy enough to do it. So at the moment I have 4 Patreons that I'm truly appreciative of. And the good thing about Patreon is that you can just collect money until you need them. So I don't touch my Patreon page unless I go to an event, like with the CRT Trackmania Cup, which was the first event I had to pay for after I created a Patreon page. Then I went there, took out the money, and essentially paid for the hotel and something else with that money. So I'm really grateful for that, and I'm gonna try to build it up more and more, but I'm a guy that want the most important stuff to be free for everybody. If not, you're not gonna make the game grow if you put everything behind paid walls. But social happenings with the players, like the football match at Serati Trackmania Cup, like playing billiard with Matt and Birkin, Asteri, Turbo and others, that is also just up there because I don't see the value of having that on my channel. It's just for, yeah, the hardcore fans, I guess. But most of the stuff will be free, and hopefully I will be able to produce more interviews from events like I've done in the last 9 months, to put it up on the YouTube page for everybody to see it for 100% free. I'm not earning anything from YouTube itself. The only place I have some sort of income from is the Patreon page. So yeah, please check that out. And if not, if you don't are in a financial situation like myself, I cannot support anybody else in Trackmania, then, well, press like on the videos, share it with people. 2 weeks on this channel has been crazy. I will reach views I've never done before, but that was because of the Trackmania Cup. I'm not expecting this to continue, but at least it was fun, and hopefully, if you are a Serati Trackmania fan, or if you are a Serrator fan, hopefully you stick on the channel and continue loving Trackmania and continue seeing that there is not only one event in Trackmania that is worth checking out. We have plenty of events. But that's it for now. I'm not leaving Trackmania, but I might be not as frequently at offline events with my coverage. But if I get a chance, I would go every weekend, I will go every day. A quick little shout out to my Patreons, Asteri, Epotit, Nathan and Shamsi. If you become a Patreon, the link is in the descriptions. All support is truly appreciated.